What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast, joined by cousin Jake. How we feeling?
It's good to be back. It's been weird, bro. I've been home for, what are you, 3 weeks? 3 weeks, two, whatever.
Coming up on a month, honestly.
Coming up on a month.
About 3.5 weeks.
Okay, yeah. So I've been home for about a month, and we've only really shot one episode. We shot an episode last night, but we didn't really. It wasn't our normal flow, you know. We didn't really get to. We're still trying to figure out the guest episodes, you know, how to interview, when to interject, when not to interject. It ended up going on for 2 hours, and we kind of decided today, we're like, hey, we need to shoot a pod, and more so out of the like, hey, like we need some we need to like get our feelings out almost.
Yeah, we got to get our mojo back. It's been kind of like a gray area since we've been back from Miami, because I think Miami opened our eyes to what is possible and what could be. And then we kind of came back home thinking that we were going to carry that momentum with us, and it really didn't. It didn't follow.
Yeah.
And we've been just kind of in a drought right now, and that's why I'm grateful for basketball, and like what I've been telling you, like a basketball game when we were watching the March Madness, you kept asking, is it over? Is this? And I'm like, well, like basketball is a game of runs.
Yeah.
And like it's who can shorten the other team's run better, or who can have the longer run, with their success, with their winning.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we are in right now, is like we're just in this game of runs of life, and we're like having like super highs and then super lows, and it's just like this ongoing cycle of highs and lows. So right now we're just on we're on a bad run. We're having a bad run right now.
Yeah. So what's the answer, like, to you? Like, what do you think? Is it 'cause we've been pretty aware of this, normally, bro, when at least I can speak for myself or what we've done in the past. Like normally when we're on a bad run, try not to focus on it too much, and then it just corrects itself, and then that's it. That's all that has to be, said about it. But it seems like the past like 3 days we've been kind of, honestly, bro, at nights, like having heart to hearts every night, just, what do we got to do? What do we got to do to turn this thing around? Like, what do you think we have to? How do you think we stop this run, this negative run that we're on? I guess.
Yeah, I think it's not that we're not capable of doing it, but we have to be more willing to do more all the time. I think sometimes we do it to a fault where we are on a high run, and then we kind of like take our foot off the gas, maybe because we think like, all right, we got it. Like sometimes we get a little comfortable in situations, and I think when you're up on a team by 20, you gotta put your foot on their neck. You know what I mean? Like you really gotta like turn it up. That's when we should really use the momentum and have it carry with us, because it's easy to do something in the right direction, like when you're working with momentum, when momentum is on your side. It's hard to try to pick up momentum when you're stagnant, when you're at a standstill.
Right.
So I think we need to do a better job of capitalizing on that momentum and really trying to ride that wave and take that run longer than what we've done in the past.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't I've just been Dr. Vocab last night, bro. He brought up philosophy and how philosophy is about, it's like you kind of open up like a can of worms, like what is the right answer, and I don't know. I don't even know if we knew the right answer, we would have corrected it. It seems like we're doing everything in our power to raise our circumstances to make our life better, but it just seems like there's some type of blockage somewhere along the line. Is it coming from God? I don't know. Am I not working hard enough? I don't know. Are you not working hard enough? I don't know. Or should we restructure and redefine how we're doing things? I don't know. Should we be sending more messages? Like there's all these things. Like should we? Like what's the answer? And I don't know, bro. I'm just And every time I feel away, truthfully, bro, I've been feeling pretty shitty. I'm not gonna lie, truthfully, I really have, bro. But mental health has been pretty poor, and it's made me think about all the other times I've complained about on podcasts about my mental health being like poor, and I realized, like, bro, there's a difference between like being in a rut and like being in a bad place. Because I feel right now like I'm actually in a bad place. Yeah. I'm not completely there, but I'm teetering the line, and it's scary, bro, because I remembered what it was like to have anxiety. Like this past 3 days, I remembered what it was like to be in a very, very bad place, and like what that looks like for me is my body doesn't even give itself a chance to think a positive thought, because my basically what I've been feeling the past 3 days, bro, is my body is like, it's hot, I'm energized, but it's like an anxious energy. So because my body is like essentially freaking out, it like causes my mind to spiral and think all these like negative thoughts, and I've been trying to think positively, but it seems like every time I have a positive thought, there's oh, this isn't happening for the podcast. Oh, this isn't happening for your financial situation. Oh, this person isn't answering. Oh, podcast consulting isn't going well. Oh, like there's all these different verticals, right? Like there's all this evidence that my mind is like using against itself. I have no idea why it does that. Yeah. It's a weird thing. Like, have you experienced like any type of like negative self-talk in your mind? Does your mind ever like pick itself apart?
Yeah, I'm at war with myself and my mind every single day. Every single day, there's two voices in my head that won't stop clashing. There's the positive side and the negative side. And as of late, that negative side, he's been winning the battles a lot more than the positive side.
Yeah.
And it's easy. It's easy to that negative voice is always louder than the positive voice, because I truly believe that if you're not living in gratitude and you're really not grateful for all that we do have, and we're only looking at what we don't have, that negative voice is always going to be a lot louder, because it's easier, because we're always in this mindset of like, why don't we have this? Why isn't this guy answering? Why don't we have that much money yet? Yeah. And it just creates this snowball effect of negative thoughts. And I think if you're not reading, meditating, really like manifesting and envisioning your future the way you want it all the time, there's not going to be many positive things to think about. Yeah. I learned this thing. I showed you that video. Chris Williamson was talking about the region beta paradox. And I truly believe we were kind of in that. So the idea of it is, sometimes a worse situation is better for you than a better situation. And basically what that means is, if you're doing really well, you're in a good spot. If you're doing really shitty, you're in a really good spot, because you have to take action to get out of that situation. Sometimes when you fall in between the two of really good and really bad, you're kind of comfortable with just enough, because you're really not struggling, you're not suffering all that much, and you're also not at the mountaintop, but it's a place of comfort. And I think we kind of fell into that a little bit. And we do take pivots, we do make adjustments, but I think we just thought that we could just be, and things were just going to happen for us.
No, I don't agree.
No?
I don't agree. No, we're on the completely opposite side. Think about what we're talking about.
What do you mean?
We're in a bad place.
Uh,
I consider the middle. You have a 9 to 5. That's the middle.
No, I'm relaying it with our situation. We are. I don't think we're in that bad of a place. Like, right. You said it. You said it on episode 61, quoting Jordan Peterson. You was like, paint hell, right?
Yeah.
This is not hell. So I think we just got so on our high horse where we were like, this is going to happen the way we want it to happen, when we want it to happen, because like this is just how we've done it. And we got so stuck into that mindset and setting these expectations. When it didn't happen, we're thinking like shit's over, like all these negative thoughts, and our mindset is shit. It's been shit. But I mean, I just had a brief moment at the gym today when I was working out. I was doing some like bent over rows, and my fucking lower back was hurting.
Fuck.
And then I look in the mirror and I see a kid coming in with 2 fucking canes.
Yeah.
And he can't even walk.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally told myself, I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. Stop being a pussy. Stop fucking complaining.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that kid doesn't complain about much. And he's taking his ass to the gym.
Yeah.
This dude has 2 fucking canes attached to his wrists. He can't even walk. And he's in the gym. And I'm sitting here complaining about this shit. So I think you're a big advocate of it. And when you're not in that mindset, that's when, like, you know, we could start to worry. And that's why I think you are feeling how you're feeling, because you're always the guy like, yo, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're good. And we got to stop thinking that way. I mean, you're reading the book right now, right? Like The Power of the Subconscious.
Well, I was.
Yeah.
And that's what makes things harder, bro. It's like, that's why, like, yo, so I was driving here 20 minutes ago, and I was sitting in the car, and I was thinking about, like, how just how men aren't funny story, bro. It's really as a man, you don't want to show too much of your vulnerability, because, like, I myself, like, as a man, bro, like, I really value being steady, like, sturdy and just solid, and it creates this when I'm not feeling good. When I'm not feeling good, it's not only do I feel shitty about X circumstances, but I also feel shitty because I'm a man, and I shouldn't feel shitty about X circumstances, you know? And that's how I feel about a lot of it, bro. I even had the moment literally to the exact point that you had about Jared, where, like, you saw someone at the gym that was handicapped, and it made you, like, shut the fuck up. Like, you gotta feel better. Bro, I just saw Jared, who obviously is a much harder circumstance than us. I said the exact same thing in my mind, but it made me feel worse, because I'm like, bro, I don't feel better. Me having a sentence in my mind, shut the fuck up, feel better, that's just adding fire to the flames. Because, bro, like, you don't cure your mind with the same mind that created the fucking problems, you know? It's not like I'm going to have, like, all day long, like, bro, that's what the 4 Agreements is all about, the judge.
Yes.
You got this judge, bro, inside your mind that's just judging you all fucking day. So not only is it hard enough that the circumstances in your life aren't going good enough, but now you got all these judges. I got the masculinity judge. Yo, you're not being fucking manly enough. I got the fucking the be grateful judge. Yo, you're not being grateful enough. People have fucking way worse than you. I got the judges go on and on and on. And I'm like, so not only am I dealing with all these circumstances, I got all these different judges, and I'm just driving myself nuts. And that's why, bro, I say it over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I can't think of any way to feel better other than to just shut the fuck off, you know?
Yeah.
It's the only way I can think to feel better, bro, because it's like that's my biggest problem. That's been my past 3 days, bro. It's been like what I'm feeling. Like, I know I'm in a bad place, bro, mentally, when I'm speaking with you and my mind goes somewhere else. You know, it's like what the fuck, bro? Like, I'm supposed to, like, because normally, bro, if you're speaking to someone, I should be able to hold a conversation with you just fine, and that's normally how it is.
Yeah.
But that's what happens, bro, when you have anxiety. You could try to lock in on something and you can't, and it could be something good, you know. It could be you could be on a date with a girl and not be able to even lock in on her, and it's because of your fucking anxiety, you know. It's like that's why, like, it's so important for us just to, like you said before, to double down on the momentum, you know. Like, when we have momentum, like, we got to double down on it, and even And even outside of work, just like if you have momentum and like, bro, let's say you string together a bunch of good days, you can't fall off the fucking wagon.
Yeah.
Cause I just did. And now I feel double worse because I was on the opposite side of it. I'm feeling amazing, bro. I'm reading, I'm meditating, bro. Podcast is doing good, and then I fall off, and then now I'm like, I have to. Not only do I feel shitty, but I remember how good I felt, so I feel even shittier now. It's been tough, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sick of just like falling short with a lot of the things I do in life.
Yeah,
I feel like that's been part of my story where I've accomplished things. I've done cool things. I've done great things, but I've never hit like the peak of anything I was pursuing. I never hit the maximum potential of what I could do in whatever it was, whether it was sports, whether it was in a relationship, whether it was being a friend, whether it was this podcast so far. Like I've never like fucking got to the mountaintop where I envisioned it, where I always saw these things, and like I know I think I know my potential. And yeah, I'm sick of that, and that's why I'm ready for this thing to be the one, to be the thing. Think about how much shit we've done for, the past 15 years.
Yeah,
12 to 15 years with sports and businesses and all this stuff, meeting all these people, and it's like we don't have that much to show for it.
Yeah,
and it's getting to a point where the pressure is starting to kick in. The pressure of being in your 20s and really not having it all figured out, that pressure is starting to settle, and that pressure creates negative thoughts. It creates a terrible voice in your head,
yeah.
and it creates very bad energy that you carry, and I believe people can feel it as well.
Yeah. Question for you.
Yeah.
So, would you agree that we've been like kind of unhappy lately?
Yeah, I haven't been happy at all. I really haven't been happy at all. And like there's still been things that I think about every single day that brings me back down, to rock bottom every single day. I have terrible thoughts every single day, and I haven't been happy. And when I'm not happy, I really don't want to speak to people all that often. And there's like part of me, which I guess comes from trying to stroke my own ego, where like I want attention, right? I want to talk to females. I want to talk to friends. I want to post on, Instagram and stuff like that to try to get some type of validation to make myself feel better. But in reality, I literally have the conversation with myself. I'm like, bro, that's not you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to, like, if I could, bro, and I didn't have to post all, bro, I would just delete Instagram. I really don't want it. I don't want like socials. I want to like my, something that like I would love to do. I know it's like impossible now that we're in social media. Like, bro, I would just love to like just duck off for like 2-3 years and just go incognito and not say a word, and not post on my story, getting away from Instagram for a little while, be back soon. Like that corny ass shit. It's like, you got to post that shit. Bro, I just want to do it. Like I really just want to step away from everything. I'm just tired of the same shit every single day. It just seems like we're living life on repeat. It seems like we're just stuck in this fucking time warp and this time lapse. And it's the same thing with the same people, with the same problems, with the same fucking excuses. And we're just falling into that. I'm just ready for so much more. And I don't know what else we have to do because we are working our ass off. And I'm just sick of putting in so much time and effort and like care and love into something and then getting nothing out of it. And I'm sick of trying to find the lesson in everything. I'm ready for the lessons to be done. I'm ready to reap the benefits and reap the rewards because I truly believe we're ready for it.
So where do you think happiness comes from? If you're not happy, where does it come from?
Truly right now, since we haven't touched like an abundance of it, I truly believe that money does bring you happiness. Money brings you happiness, not because of the physical paper that's in your hand or in your wallet or the number that's in your bank account. It's the freedom that object buys.
But aren't we working really hard for it? Like, why do we feel so shitty about not having so much of it if we really are busting our ass and coming up with courses and things, and we're hustling, we're writing documents, we're reaching out 1,000 people a day. Like, we are trying to get it. So why aren't we happy? Because we just don't have it?
Yeah, because we don't have the capital to show for it.
But why the fuck are we hard on ourselves? Because we're trying.
Yeah, that was
genuine question. I don't know, you know?
Yeah, that was that quote from Aaron Rodgers where he said, it's not always failure, you know, sometimes your best just isn't enough. And that's not a quote I would want to live by, but hey, maybe there's a reality. Sometimes your best just isn't enough. That doesn't mean it's failure. And I don't think we can look at what we've done as a failure at all, because we get edified and glorified and praised by everyone we see. Yeah. When internally we're sitting there and we feel fucking empty. We feel like we haven't accomplished shit yet.
Yeah.
We sit here and we fucking all day, how do we make this thing work? How do we live a better life? How do we reach our max potential? And on the outside, everyone thinks we're fucking, you know, these guys. And in reality, we're speaking 5, 6, 7 hours a day, hurting right now, you know?
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah, we are. But I try to that positive voice is always lingering, you know, it's always echoing in the back of my mind, like, yo, be grateful. Yo, you guys are, you know, doing really cool shit. But it's just at the point now where we're just sick of dealing with the same shit that we've been dealing with. Maybe not so much with this, but I think everything that we've dealt with in our lives is carrying over to this, because we thought this was going to be the breakthrough and we were ready for it, like, now.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going to say something, and I'm not preaching. I just took this from Michael Singer. I was listening to it on the way here, and I want to just let me know what you think about it.
Yeah.
So he was saying that happiness comes from, you know, people think that happiness comes from getting what you want. And I thought about that, and seems pretty true with us. Every time we get a viral clip, happy. Every time we get money, happy. Every time we've gotten a new client, happy. Every time we've gotten a guest, happy. Every time we've been able to, you know, all these things. So every time we get what we want, we're happy. And really, we haven't been happy lately. So I thought about it, and I'm like, well, I mean, we haven't gotten what we wanted in quite some time. Yeah, like pretty much everything we want, you know? All the things we want in our life, we're not getting.
Yeah. So
we're not fucking happy. And he says the cure to that is, like, you need to be indifferent to, like, what you can't, like, the most unhappy people in the world are the people that want. It's like never enough. I don't think that's us. I think that there's some basic things that we want. But I think that, you know, for us, and, you know, for anyone listening, it's like, hey, like, if you're not happy in life, like, figure out what you want. And then, you know, almost like rewrite your, like, because if you really think, he then goes on to say, yeah, step one, like, people think happiness is getting what you want, but it's not really, it's not happiness, because even if you always got what you always wanted, it would stop. It's like the law of diminishing returns, like statistics, you know, it would stop fucking firing you up, you know, if you literally always got it, you know. So, like, what actually is happiness, you know? And then it can't, happiness, like, as a strategy, if you want to be happy, it's like kind of stupid to make it, I'll be happy when I get what I want, because life just doesn't work that way. Like, we just had a whole month. So what does that mean? When I don't get what I want, I'm going to spiral and be sad and then be a bad person, and who knows where that goes. So, like, what's the alternative? Like, what makes someone happy, and, like, how do you manage your happiness? And it's like, maybe what makes, you know, maybe happiness doesn't matter. You know, maybe it's like you have to be indifferent. to happiness and just say, hey, like whatever life throws at me, I'm cool with. Maybe that's what it's about. Maybe it's about equanimity and composure and calmness, you know? And, you know, like instead of having so much preferences in life, those are the most unhappy people, the people that have the most preferences. I need to live in this type of environment. I need to sleep on this type of bed. I need to have this type of job. Like these people that are so rigid personality wise, they're some of the most unhappiest people because you can't control things, you know? If in order to be happy for you, if you need to dance, like if dancing is what makes you happy and then God paralyzes you, what, you're not happy anymore? You know, I understand that's a tough thing to understand, but like maybe happiness doesn't matter. Maybe what matters most is just accepting what is. And maybe if you're just fully accepting of what is, maybe that's what, you know, actually will bring you happiness. And I think that's something that we've done a poor job of just because we know we deserve more. We're pretty preferenced up, bro, about certain things, you know. We're pretty preferenced up. You know, we want to be in Miami, we want to have money. Again, a lot of these things are basic needs, you know, but it seems to me like that's what's making us suffer, is that like we can only control what we can control. We're doing our best at controlling what we can control, and then we're upset about what we can't control. And we shouldn't be, because we don't have a say in what we can't control.
Yeah. It's been, I mean, like, so like, I want to ask you to the topic of if you would say this is like a state of suffering, like where does it go from here?
Yeah.
If say you're in life, right, and you continue to not get what you want, you continue to not get your way, and you continue to live in this realm of suffering, then what's next? Where does that go?
Yeah, I don't want to say the word, because every time we say it, like, it's just not good. But yeah, bro, it goes to hell. Like, you can't suffer all the time. It's terrible, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Just because I was like, I've been suffering more the past 3 days than I have in a long time. My body feels like shit. It really does. Like, I feel, bro, my heart, the past 3 days, my heart's been racing. I just feel on edge.
Yeah.
So if you're suffering, that's how you feel all the time. And like, it does terrible things to your thoughts. So to your question, if you're suffering all the time, like, you and I both know where it goes, bro. And we're very lucky to, bro, we're very blessed, bro, to I think about people that don't have anyone there for them, that, like, bro, you have to think about it this way, bro. Like, some people, like, bro, it gets so bad for some people that, like, you know what they do, which is insane. You know, yeah. Like, it's insane, and that's where it goes. So, like, yeah, that's what happens, bro. If you can't stop the suffering, you have to stop the suffering.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, but I don't know. I believe suffering is such a huge part of life, and it's necessary. And I think the people that can finally break through the sufferings are the ones that can withstand and carry that suffering longer than other people.
Yeah.
And they can wear that suffering on their sleeve, because I think that's really part of life. It's like, how much can you suffer? How much are you willing to take? How much are you willing to go through to get what you want?
Yeah.
And everyone's window and time of suffering is different. you can't compare someone's suffering to your suffering because that's not the way it is. That's just not the way life works. So I think to kind of go back to what you were talking about with happiness a little bit, I think the first thing is stop comparing yourself to other people. I think the moment you stop comparing yourself to other people, you can be happy with what you have, because the only reason you are worried about what you don't have is because someone else has it. And you think what they have is going to make you happy.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a little nugget for us to continue to do that and stop looking so far ahead and looking at these other people and what they have. And it doesn't matter. It essentially doesn't matter, and it only hurts us. It's only fucking us up because we just continue to think about all that we don't have. And that is that's a huge part to happiness is judgment and comparing your situation to someone else's. And I think we fall victim to it because we grew up in the social media era. Everything we do is ego, 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 ego.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post this to show people I'm better than them.
Mm-hmm.
Just said it. Money Twitter. It's a fucking pissing contest. My business is better than yours. Look at me. All we do every day, we get compared and judged by every single thing.
Yeah.
Social media, people, your parents, your people at the gym, everyone is judging and comparing all day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can block that noise out and just dial in and have more tunnel vision on what you need to do, I think that's a lot easy. It's a lot easier to be happy and cut out all the materialistic, the money, the women, you name it.
Yeah.
But just you and what your purpose is and what you believe you are designed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Take away everything else, all external factors, and judge yourself every day.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
I think we need to do that. A much better job of that. Just judge ourselves. Every day have like a chart. Maybe create some type of checklist, some type of chart of these non-negotiables, of these things that we know if we do long enough, it will have an everlasting positive effect on what we're trying to create.
Yeah, we got to do that, right? Like have like an accountability.
Yeah.
Like put it like online, like some type of like, what is it? 75 hard, Andy Frisella.
Exactly.
Some type of like challenge like that, right? Damn, we could, we can really create like the world's first. I mean, I'm sure people have done it, but we can really create some type of like spiritual challenge like that, or like maybe not even spiritual, just personal development.
Yeah, personal
development challenge.
It would be physical, mental,
yeah,
and maybe financial, and it could be 3 different aspects, and you got to check off. Say it's a list of 6 things.
Yeah, because you have to build. Like I was talking to Femi about this the other day because his girlfriend broke up with him and he was down. And I was talking to him about confidence and how, in order to be confident, bro, like you have to like get some concrete data. Like you have to build data because your self-esteem, it's consistently like it's up and down. Bro, you like, and that's why I think you have to achieve worthwhile shit all the time because. Like, at least for me, in my mind, like, if I'm not constantly, and this is probably where I run into trouble with happiness, is like, if I'm not constantly achieving things, my mind tells me I'm a piece of shit, and then I'm not confident. Which is a fucking issue. But I do believe there has to be some level of, like, you have to, and maybe it's not about achievement. Maybe it's just about keeping promises to yourself. I told you the other day, like, I broke a fucking promise to myself. I'm not going to get into it. But I told you the other day that I broke a fucking promise to myself, bro. Yeah. And that started this whole downward spiral. All because of one fucking promise, So, like, imagine how good you would feel if you just had, hey, today I got to do 5 things. Every day I got to do 5 fucking things. I can do it. I can fucking do this fucking thing. Bro, like at the end of the day, like it's 4 agreements. It's always do your best, bro. If you at the end of the, like, that's the thing with your mind, bro. And that's the thing with my mind is like, my mind's been winning because because it says, yo, you're being a piece of shit. And I can't even argue with it because I'm like, I know. You're right. You know? Like, I said I was going to do this, and then I didn't do it. And then the next day happened. And then I said I was going to do this, and then I didn't do it. And then the next day happened. Bro, on and on and on. And I'm like, and now it's like, and bro, your negative mind, like the negative voice in my head has evidence on me, bro. It's with me everywhere I go. If I skip a rep, if I stop my mile an hour short, if I stop my meditation short, if I post a picture of me reading on Instagram just for the sole fact I want other people to know I'm reading on Instagram, it might satisfy a part of me that is my ego that's showing other people, but that voice is like, oh, I got ammo on you, bro. You're not who you fucking say you are. So I think like right now, like I think like that's what we got to do, bro, is just like give ourselves so much ammo to combat that negative voice. So when it's like, yo, you don't do this, you're like, nah, I do. I've done that. I've done that 30 times this month.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to say? You know, it sounds stupid. It does sound stupid, but like, I'm just so well aware at this point, bro. Like, there is a voice inside your head, and anybody like that's for our listeners probably listen or understand it, because you know, if you're into like any of the books, you know, it talks about that. But even for anyone listening, it's like, you stop for 1 second and just try to say hi in your head and scream it at the top of your lungs. And then listen a little more and see. Just listen. Just don't do a fucking anything and just listen. And you're going to realize, like, immediately someone is talking inside of your head. And that's spirituality, is realizing it's not you. It was the best moment in my life when I realized that there was a fucking crazy person in my head, because I realized that, whoa, if I have like this weird behavior, or if I do something that I don't want to do, it's not the real me. I can't even feel that bad about it. But it was also the scariest moment of my life, because I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, why, bro? Why? Like, what the fuck, God? You put a crazy person inside of everyone's head? Everyone's got this thing, you know? And if people didn't, everyone would be healthy and thriving and happy. It's that voice inside your head that makes you do all this bad shit, bro. It makes you, you know, you could be in a loving, bro, I know what it's like to be in a loving relationship. And out of nowhere, the voice just goes, yo, is she cheating on you? And all of it, like, bro, you didn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? The voice did that. And now you're like not trusting her. It's creating all these problems in your relationship, you know? And think about all the other times in life where that voice comes in. It can't make up its mind. It wants to do this one day. That's why, like, bro, I'm probably the most flaky and indecisive person ever. And it's just because, bro, my mind is just chatting all day, chatting. So yeah. I think one thing that I've done a really poor job, honestly, in the past 3-4 years, was just like self-control. I kind of lost control of it. You know, I kind of let it run amok, and my behavior matched it. That was the worst thing that happened to me, was my behavior matched the voice. So when the voice came up and said, yo, you're not man enough, it's like, dude, I did all these things that show that I'm not man enough.
Yeah.
Yo, you don't fucking deserve money. I did all these things. I didn't work hard. I didn't deserve money. You know, all these. You're not intelligent enough. I posted on my fucking Instagram that I read, and I didn't even open up the fucking book. We got some issues. Yeah,
that I just, like, when you were explaining it, like, I just pictured, like, the first thing visually that came to my mind was that voice in your head is like when you're looking in the mirror and in like a scary movie, when it's you in the mirror, but then someone moves to the right and it's you, but it's really not you.
Yeah.
It's that dark, evil version of you. Uh-huh. That's that voice in your head. Yeah. And you see it moving. Your face is still. You're in fucking terror. Yeah. And you see that voice, right? You see that other person, that alter ego, just step right beside you
Yeah.
and probably grin or something demonic, something evil, right?
Yeah.
That's what that voice is.
Yeah.
And I think if you can shut that voice off and have the self-control to understand that that voice is nothing, it's nonsense.
It can literally be nonsense.
Yeah, most of the time it is nonsense.
Right.
It's things
weird,
that,
random thoughts.
Yeah, it's things that we have programmed and kind of accepted to listen to over and over again because of how loud and how, often it comes through. And I think people have different versions of it, right? Some people's voice is a lot louder than others.
Right.
But I truly believe like the people that have that voice that is super loud in their head, it's those are the overthinkers. Those are like the people with anxiety. Those are the people that really dive deep and overanalyze every situation.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. Because I feel like if you're not listening to that voice or you shut it off completely, you're kind of living life in cruise control and you're almost oblivious to what is actually going on. That voice sometimes is a good thing because what does it do? It makes you realize there's a totally different side of you.
Yeah.
If there was not this terrible side to every single person, there would never be this fucking amazing abundant side to them either. If you kind of teeter that middle line, you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So I think, with a positive comes a negative, right? Like, you want an easy life, you got to do hard things. You want a hard life, you're going to do easier things. Yeah. And at the end of the day, bro, the thing in life that silences everything and makes all your problems go away, winning.
Yeah.
If you win in majority of what you do, and you can look in the mirror and call yourself a winner, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
People want to be around winners.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing, if you can find a way to win, it doesn't have to be the prettiest, it doesn't have to be the most glorious way, but if you can find a way to win, you will be successful.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that winning, like you don't have to you could start small,
Compound effect.
Yeah, you don't have to win the Super Bowl overnight. You don't have to have these huge crazy aims, you could just I said today that I'm going to send a message to 3 people in my family letting them know I love them. That's a fucking win. I said today that I was going to get my screen time down, an hour. I was going to wake up 15 minutes earlier. All these small little things, And I think that I actually feel optimistic. And that's why I love doing these fucking podcasts, bro. It's kind of insane we've only done one since we've been home. Why is that? Why have we only done one? What is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, what is that? I don't know what that is. Haircut.
Well, we did Avi's, So
we
did
do
that
Avi's,
one.
and then I did the Jared shit and the fucking Sam. You know what I'm saying? But we really, yeah. I don't know. I think we've been more so focused on the money.
Yeah.
I think, bro. They say when you so we've been focused on the money, but not from an abundant standpoint. We've been focused on the money from a stress standpoint.
Yes.
So they say when you that which you resist persists. They say people that spend time wanting things all the time, the law of attraction works in such a way that whatever you focus on is what you get. So if you want something all the time, you're just going to get more of wanting that thing. That's something that people really fuck up. That's what we fuck up. When you're busy wanting, so you really have to think about it. When you're busy wanting money, wanting a girlfriend, wanting your life to change, you're just going to keep getting the feeling of want. That's what's going to keep attracting, in your life. It's your mind it really is a tool, and like we've been saying, everything that was ever created started as a thought, as an idea, and Dr. Vocab was going into the electron slit experiment, which basically proves the law of attraction. It just means that they shot these electrons through this slit, and if you were to look while it was happening, it would go through, and if you wouldn't, it would stop. Like it knew what you were doing. Like, or there's the experiment that Dr. Vocab said yesterday about how Harvard or something did like a 30-year study just testing the probability of like a coin or like a 50% landing on yes or a no, and all the time it's 50%. But if a person goes in there while it's happening and thinks about it, saying yes, 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 it'll start leaning more towards that yes. So we know that the law of attraction is real. Yeah. But the thing about the law of attraction that a lot of people don't get is like people think that they can only use the law of attraction to manifest good things in their life, manifest the life that they want to live. You can also fuck up your life with the law of attraction, because what we've done, why we've been feeling shitty. If you're busy stressing all day about the finances you don't have and the people, the romantic relationships that aren't popping up in your life, and your poor relationships with your family and how your career isn't going well, if that's what you're thinking about all the time, you're just going to continue to get more of that. And that's why attracting things when you're in a bad mental place is so hard, because you can only, like, if you feel shitty, you're gonna have shitty thoughts. So how do you manifest a better life? And that's why it's like the people that do manifest a life deserve it, because it's about, you have to believe more than what you're currently at. And that's really fucking hard, but that's the secret. The only way to achieve a better circumstance than what you're already in is to think greater than what you're already in. And that's why so few people accomplish their dreams, because they can't think of a life. Their imagination isn't strong enough to think of a life that's better than the one that they're currently dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see where we're at.
Yeah. I'm down to speed round it maybe, or
no, we're at the 48-minute mark.
Cool.
We got some questions.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's rip it.
Yeah, let's pivot right there. So, we got some more coming in.
Nice.
Andrew Tate in the Matrix. Sorry, not happening.
Unfortunately, right, yeah. That's the platform.
How do you handle stress and anxiety? I think we tackled that like this entire episode.
The entire episode.
So, David, there you go. Let's dive into our boy Jay. So he talked about how he wants us to discuss the deprivation.
Deprivation.
Yeah,
deprivation is the word.
No, I know, but he said deprivity. Deprivity, is that a word?
I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't have the best vocab.
Yeah, where's Dr. Vocab? You can discuss, I'm going to say it, depravity of men in this day and age, and how we're made to suffer, but suffer together, not alone. Importance of community. And I think that's a really cool, I think that's a really cool topic, because, okay, so like as a man, I think you are designed, and it's essential to go through certain things. Like, I think as a man, you need to get your heart broken. Yeah. I think you need to get kicked to the curb and hit rock bottom and be alone. Yeah. But I don't think you're supposed to stay there. Yeah. You're not supposed to stay alone. You need to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. You need to surround yourself with a strong community, people that challenge you every day. So I think what a lot of men do is, when their girlfriend does break their heart, when they lose a loved one, when they get fired from their job, when they feel like everything is fucking working against them and all else has failed, they stay in that spot. They stay alone. They get comfortable with being alone. Yeah. And I don't think you can be alone as a man. You need a supportive woman. You need to try to build a family. You need to have some sort of community, because it's so easy as a man to feel like you're forgotten because you're not providing X amount of value to someone else's life or to the world, because you won't get any type of attention or love or respect if you don't provide anything. So if you can find a community and find strong, a strong just family, like it doesn't have to be blood, but just people you would call family, you can provide them immense amounts of value, but they have to be, I think people have to be more willing and more open to working together. I think for men in general, right? If we're talking for men, I think we find being alone as like the only answer sometimes.
Yep.
But I think you have to know when to cut off of being alone.
Yeah.
I think we get
bro, you have to know as a man when to seek help.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think like because society has told us for so long to shake it off, fucking don't be vulnerable, don't talk about your problems, get up, shake it off. When we finally get to that breaking point, we'll try to call and cry out for help in our own way to even stroke our ego a little bit more. Mm-hmm. We'll cry out for help in a way that makes us look and feel masculine from the outside, right. But internally we know it's not real. And 2, we should just go and ask for help. But society has painted this narrative that if we ask for help, we're weak.
It's weird, bro. Men are in a weird position now because it's like there's a whole substrata of people. I don't even know if it's a word. Men are in a weird place right now because there's a whole group of people that would judge a man for going and seeking therapy, and there's a whole other group of people that I think direction for men right now is a little all over the place. It's just I don't know. I think that we're just in weird times, bro. How like there's like people like what is masculinity, and like how is it defined, and like at what point does it become toxic? At what point and what, like when are you allowed to ask for help? When aren't you allowed to ask for help? How should you conduct yourself? Like what's the manly thing to do? Should you even care about that, right? Like what does being a man mean? Does it mean you have to go to the gym? Does it mean you have to make a lot of money? Does it, like, what is being a man? Like, what's the actual definition of being a man? And if you look at all of the influences that men have, and I think that's why Andrew Flake became so popular, is because, like, bro, I think a man is, like, empowered. And he was, like, the fucking one of the first people, bro, in years to make men feel good. Him, Jordan Peterson. And I think, like, people can look, like, it's so weird. It's so weird to look. There's a whole group of people that, like, will shit on men. They'll shit on men because they're trying to be better. They're trying to do better because, I don't know, they follow some guy, and it just seems like it's unfair because, like, no one can really define what a man is, and it's almost like there's a whole group of people that like just want to, like, exterminate men, and they want to, like, get rid of men, and I think that we can be a huge voice for men, because like I think that bro, if there's anything that like if there's anything we're rich in, it's certainly perspective gained from suffering. And I think that that's something that healthy men do is they self-reflect, which is something that we do, and we have each other, you know, so we have community. It's something men need. And the modern day man meditates, the modern day man reads, the modern day man journals. You know, it's like, how cool is it in the fucking Batman when Robert Pattinson's journaling? I was like, yeah, you know, like, that's a fucking man. But a man is a warrior too, though, but not in this cliche. Men are fucking warriors. Like, a lot of people that say that never faced adversity in their life. They're just saying it because someone else said it. It's like, bro, you and I have played sports, have been to battle before, you know? We are warriors. Men should be going to the gym. Men should eat healthy. Men should be a source of confidence for their woman and their family and their community. And I just think somewhere along the line, bro, the definition of a man was lost, and I look forward to seeing men rise up again.
All right, we're back. So we got another one. Let's see what this says. This is from our boy Ivan. Yeah, Ivan. So, hey, Zach and Jake, love to see what you guys are doing. You guys are very inspiring, and I will continue to support you guys through the rest of the journey. But my question is, what is your perspective on people who try to leech off of your success? And also, is it really worth dating at 18 through 25 years old? With the leeching off your success, what's our perspective on that?
Don't have too much experience.
We're not credible enough. I wouldn't want to, because like I know he's like a big supporter, and I wouldn't want to make up some horseshit for you.
Yeah.
Ask me this question a year from now.
Yeah.
And I'll have a much better answer for you.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is you can just tell immediately like who's really with you and who's not really with you.
Oh, we've got like a little bit of it where, I mean, you know, from the outside looking in, a lot of people do see what we're doing, and even like girls, right? Like I think a woman knows when, like, a woman can sense sometimes when a man is about to blow up, and then they try to gravitate towards a man like that. So I mean, I guess in that sense, I've had like a few like women that maybe never took me serious before,
right? Now
are kind of trying to like,
no.
but nothing serious, but like. If you didn't see what I've been doing, like, you would have never done that.
Right.
It's just like sometimes they see potential.
Yeah.
Some women, not all. I'm not gonna. Yeah. I'm not labeling women, but the dating is dating through 18 to 25 worth it?
You go, then I go.
Yeah. So is dating during the ages of 18 to 25 worth it?
I'll go on.
I absolutely do think dating between the ages of 18 to 25 is worth it, because that's how you learn how to communicate with the opposite gender. That's how you learn how to speak to a woman. That's how you learn what women like, what women don't like. That's how you go through terrible breakups and heartbreak, and it fucking makes you change as a person. All that stuff is essential. I don't think there is a world where you go and don't date until you're 25 and then try to hop into a relationship and get married and start a family. Maybe if that works for you, I don't know, but I think dating and exploring different types of women and trying new cultures and new dating scenes and the way you approach it, I think all of that is like essential to when you finally do find your soulmate. You'll have all the shit out your system. And then you'll know how to care for a woman. You'll know how to really take care of a woman because you've gone through all of these learning points and all of these trials and tribulations while you were dating. But the number one thing that I've taken from it is heartbreak. And as shitty as it is, I believe you need to go through some type of heartbreak before you find the woman of your dreams. I think that's essential, because I think a lot of the times men are half of who they are while dating their first love.
Yeah.
And they really don't know what they are and what they have inside of them until the girl of their dreams walks out and fucking crumbles their heart. I think that's when you find out really who you are. It's when a girl breaks your heart.
Clip it. Yeah, that's it. You know, I don't know if Ivan wants me to say something on that too, because I really just agree with you. To be
I mean,
honest.
we got more.
Yeah,
I'll get you one. Yeah.
Bro, I agree. I mean, you said it. That's perfect. That was the perfect. Like, if someone said that was wrong, I'm gonna slap him in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like that was it.
Ooh, this one's pretty good.
Okay, what you got?
Okay, so yeah, you'll bring us home on this.
Okay.
And I'll give you two. It's from Jay again. He sent us a few. Mm-hmm. So this one is, you can talk about how the world feeds us garbage every day, from stores to food, tobacco products, movies, media, but how can we use these temptations to become stronger?
Yeah.
Or talk about how our initial ideas when we are young shifts, ideas on marriage and family, and how to move through the shifts of time with confidence. Which one you like?
I'm leaning more towards the second one right now. I like the first question, but I'm leaning more towards the second one.
Yeah, that kind of tips off of Ivan too. You know, it kind of like veers into like a deeper thing. Like Ivan, I guess I just tackled 18 to 25, and then this is Jay's talking about marriage and family, and how does our idea shift from when we're young to now? And during those shifts, how do you move with confidence? So, like, I'll word it in a question like, how has your view on marriage and family changed from when you were growing up, seeing your family, seeing your parents, seeing, you know, relationships in movies and what society has painted, to now having some more life experience? And what is your viewpoint on marriage and family now?
Yeah, I'm not a good example, just because I do everything in life one way. Bro, I try to. All right, so like I'm becoming a big fan of tradition. And it's kind of funny because when you're a kid, you are a fan of a tradition. Like when I was a kid, I liked traditions because that's the only thing I knew. The only thing that I knew, I didn't know that people weren't monogamous when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that existed. There's all these things that I had to go out and figure out and learn just because they're like non-traditional, and like now they're like becoming popularized, right? And then obviously the spread of social media with information. Now I'm learning all these different things. So I think that was like kind of my journey, was fan of traditional. I just wanted a beautiful wife, beautiful family. And then you start learning all this information. And you know, you drift away from traditional a little bit. But yeah, I'm kind of in a place now, bro, where I'm getting back to really thinking like, bro, the best, like, the best thing I actually think about family, like the best thing in life that you can do is have a happy family. Like when I think about everything that I'm doing, and we've talked about it, about like one of my big motivations was like girls, right? But like a family absolutely thwarts getting girls motivation. Like the family, like at the end of the day, when I close my eyes and think about the people that I want to be proud of me, the people that I want to please, the people that I want to provide for and spend my time with is my family. So that's how I started, and that's kind of how I'm ending it. But I'm a little bit unique in the sense of like, bro, I'm not willing to settle on a wife. Like I'm not gonna have a family that or I'm not gonna have at least a wife that I wouldn't want to be with. And I think that a lot of people, what happens to most people in society is they settle on there's a weird settling energy at the age of 25 years old when you exit college, that the same way people settle on their careers, which they do, because I would go as far as to say 99% of people don't like their jobs and what they do. They would like to do something else, but they're scared, so they settle. The same way they do that with their careers is the exact same thing that they do with their women. And the same thing vice versa. I think women settle for men as well. So I would just say, really, what you need to do to remain confident to avoid that is you need to say, hey, I'm not the person that settles. I am not someone that settles for things in life. Easier said than done, but like that's been the thing that served us well. Is like, if you really want to live an amazing life and you really want to have a beautiful family and you really want to have an amazing career, you can't settle. So I would say that that's something that gives me confidence is I don't settle. And I think that with at the end of the day, I'll be rewarded for it with a beautiful family, because there have been some women that I've been with that seemed pretty pretty cool in a lot of ways. But when I think about spending the rest of my life with them, I want to tear fucking part of my hair out. And I think that you do, at the end of the day, have to choose love. Like, I know I'm going off on something, but like Jay Shetty talks about that a lot, about how like people think there's this like fairy tale person for them out there, right? That when they meet them, they're just gonna fall head over heels in love. And he's like, that's not love. Love is choosing someone despite the things about them that maybe you don't like so much, despite the insecurities, right? And your differences. You have to choose them. That's love. I disagree. I'm an optimist, and I think you can find someone that, like, you don't have, like, I look at that a little bit, like, I look at that statement as a settle for, I'm okay with settling, so I'm going to be with someone that I'm very much different than. And I think that if your wife, if there's a little bit of differences, that's okay, but like if you find yourself settling, that's a problem. So that's my advice, is just don't settle, and that's how you'll remain confident.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I kind of look at it a little differently. I almost do agree with Jay Shetty in a sense where I do believe that, like, you need to choose someone and you need to choose to build with them every day.
Yeah.
I think that spark and this fantasy of love, I think it's real for the short term.
Right.
I think you can have this crazy connection with someone off the bat, but when Jay Shetty's talking about love and a wife and a partner, a lifelong partner, you spend 15, 20, 25 years with someone, that fire, that burning sensation that you both felt in the first 6 months, it's not going to be the same anymore. So I think you need to understand that if you want to build this strong family and have tradition and have a beautiful life with someone else, you have to choose them every day. Yeah. And you guys have to be willing to work together to be open to trying new things, to growing together, experiencing new things, all of that together. Because in Think Like a Monkey speaks all about that on the relationship section. Yeah. And I remember I journaled fucking eight pages of that.
Yeah.
Of that chapter, because I read it obviously at a time when I was going through relationship shit. So I don't know, because I do believe that. And I had that thought the other day. Not that I'm like ready for it right now, but I'm like, yo, like, I do look forward to that, of just having like a woman that you're like truly in love with, and sharing this like bond, like this chemical bond with them, right? And just doing all these cool things, because it is cool to like have a woman around. You know, it is cool. Like, we as men, we crave, women energy, and we crave their presence around us, and I think we do complement each other very well, because I'm we've both been there before, so we kind of know what it's like. But obviously, maybe to not that deeper connection, that deeper meaning yet, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I just think you can use the thought of like you have to choose someone to justify like being in the wrong relationship, you know, because like I've done it. Like I've been with women where I was like, you know, I've been with women where I was just like, or I have so much friends, bro, that are in bad relationships that like I feel like that's kind of their thing is like, oh, well, I'm this deep in, you know, I'm choosing, you know, this. And I don't know, like, that's just one thing in my life that I've always just been like a fucking romantic guy about, you know? So who knows? The truth is, I guess, is I really don't know. I guess maybe I'm still forming, right? Like I'm like in the middle of still forming, how I feel about that. I just think that like, bro, like, yeah, I guess I'm just still forming it. My woman, bro, isn't something I'm willing to be lenient on at all.
Yeah, I just think people settle a lot and get comfortable in relationships is because of the attachment more so than the connection.
Right.
I think attachment and connection often get confused in relationships, and you think you're deeply connected with this individual when really you're just attached because you're just so familiar with their presence around you all the time, and you've put so much time, effort, money into them. You are attached by the hip, and you think, okay, I'm comfortable, right? I'm satisfied to a certain extent. I'm going to just ride this out.
Right.
When I truly do believe when you know it's the right person for you and you actually do choose the right one, you will feel some type of connection that's unexplainable.
Yeah.
That you can't just think about experiences and materialistic and just similar ideas. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many tangible things that you can talk about when it comes to attachment, but I think when it comes to connection, you really it's more of a feeling than it is trying to
explain it. All right, I'm gonna bring us home. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry if it was weird. Sorry if like you had all felt like it was like overwhelmingly negative in the beginning. I don't even think you would feel that, to be honest with you, because like we actually get a lot of great feedback when we're like more vulnerable, and the truth is that's just where we're at, and maybe you know that'll help you, you know, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking at us like, damn, like you guys are a lot further along than me. So like I feel shittier about myself because they feel shitty, but they're more successful than me. So that goes into what Zach said before about the comparison thing, but not like to give a whole, you know, end of bar stanza. As always, thank you guys for watching. It fucking means a lot to us. I'm really happy. You know, we are really happy to have you guys. It feels like we have a tremendous amount of support in our corner. And a lot of beautiful things ahead. Thank you guys for watching.